Hello class. Today you should have just gone over the homework from Friday night on how to find information on graphing quadratics. Today we're going to focus a little bit more on the graphing. Okay, I know we talked about briefly on Friday, but we're going to get a little bit more into depth today. So hopefully you have this packet on your desk by now. And let's go over a couple things. First of all, remember to find the vertex. You do x equals negative b over 2a. And then you take that and plug it back into the equation to find the y value of the vertex. So let's go ahead and do that for number 1. So our a is 1, our b is 0, and our c is 3. Okay. So x equals negative b over 2a, which is just 0. Plug that in. Y equals 0 squared plus 3, which is just 3. So our vertex is 0, 3. Remember to write the axis of symmetry as an equation of a line. And since this is a equals 1, that means our graph is going to open up, which means we're going to have a minimum at 3. Okay. So let's go ahead and plot that very first point, which is the vertex, at 0, 3. Okay. Now there's two ways that you guys can go about graphing. The first is using an XY table. And what you do is you just pick two values to the right of the vertex and two values to the left of the vertex. So our vertex was at 0. So we're going to choose 1 and 2, and then negative 1 and negative 2. So you choose the values, two values to the right of the vertex, two values to the left of the vertex. So you plug them in. So 1 squared plus 3 equals 4. 2 squared plus 3 equals 7. Negative 1 squared plus 3 equals 4. And 2 squared plus 3 equals 7. Okay. These values should always mirror each other because remember that a parabola is symmetrical. Okay, so our next set of points are 1, 4, and 2, 7. And then on the other side we have negative 1, 4, and 2, 7. Okay. Connect the points and you have a parabola, and then don't forget to draw in your axis of symmetry as well as label your axis of symmetry, which is going to be x equals 0, and then also don't forget to label your vertex. So 0, 3. Okay. Alright, so let's say we didn't want to use an XY table and we want to do a quote-unquote shortcut. The perfect squares go 0, 1, 4, 9, and etc. Okay. The difference between the first two perfect squares is 1, then it's 3, then it's 5. Your quadratic will always follow this pattern: 1a, 3a, 5a. Okay. That a goes to the a that we started with. A equals 1. So we would do 1a, which is 1 over 1, 3a, which is 3 over 1, and 5a, which is 5 over 1. Okay. Now the reason why I always have you guys putting it over 1 is so that you make sure you move up or down the top number and left or right the bottom number. Okay, I will tomorrow go over to you why that's so important, but to just get into the habit of it today, remember to always put it over 1. So you're going to go up the top number, so up 1, and then to the left and right 1. And then from the very last set of points you made, you're going to go up 3 to the left and right 1. And notice we have the same exact graph. Alright, let's go ahead and try the next problem. So let's find the vertex. So x equals negative b over 2a. So that is 0 over 2 times negative 2, which is just 0. Plug that in. you 6. So our vertex is 0, 6. Our axis of symmetry is x equals 0. Notice that the a value this time is -2, which means it's opening down. So that means we're going to have a maximum at 6. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and plot the vertex, so 0, 6. And then remember that you find 2 values to the right and 2 values to the left of the vertex. Well, once again, x starts at 0, so we're going to go 1, 2, and -1, -2. Okay. So plug in. -2 times 1 squared plus 6 gives me 4. -2 times 2 squared plus 6 is -2. Then -2 times -1 squared plus 6 is 4. And -2 times -2 squared plus 6 is -2. Notice that once again that the values should mirror each other because parabolas are symmetrical. Okay. So let's go ahead and plot the points. So 1, 4 and 2, -2. And then -1, 4 and -2, -2. Connect the points to make your parabolas. Make sure that you have arrows at the end. I will take points off for that. And make sure that you label your vertex. And then also, one more piece of information on the graph. Make sure that you draw in the axis of symmetry and then label it. All right, so let's say we wanted to do the shortcut, the 1a, 3a, 5a. Notice that a is -2 in this case, so 1 times a is going to be -2/1. 3 times a is going to be -6/1. And 5 times a is -10/1. Okay. Now usually that very last set of points is going to go off the graph, so don't worry about it. Usually we just graph the first two. Okay. So remember the top number tells us how much to go up or down, and then we always move left and right 1. So starting from the vertex, we're going to go down 2 to the left and right 1. And then from the very last set of points we made, we're going to go down 6, left and right 1. Notice, once again, we have the same exact parabola regardless if we use the XY table or if we use the shortcut. I don't care which either way you do. In the future, you will be just seeing me do the shortcut. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next example. So first, let's find the vertex. So -b over 2a is going to be a +1. Okay. And then y equals 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 4. So it's 1 minus 2 plus 4, which is 3. So our vertex is 1, 3. Axis of symmetry is x equals 1. A equals 1, which means it's positive, which therefore the graph is opening up, which means we're going to have a minimum at 3. Sorry guys, I don't know why the pen keeps coming back and forth, but the work's up there. Alright, so let's plot that very first point, which is the vertex. So 1, 3. And notice that our very first x value is 1 this time. So when we go to pick two values to the left and the right, it's going to be different than the first two. Two values to the right is going to be 2 and 3. Two values to the left is going to be 0 and -1. Okay, so when we plug this in, you're going to get 2 squared minus 2 times 2 plus 4. Okay. And that's going to get you 4, which means the other side should also be 4. And then when you plug 3 in, okay, that should get you 7, which means the other side is going to be 7. Okay. So 2, 4, and 0, 4. And then 3, 7, and negative 1, 7. Okay. Label your vertex. Draw in the axis of symmetry. Remember, the axis of symmetry should be a dashed line. And then label the axis of symmetry as well. All right, now let's say we want to do the shortcut. Okay. So 1a, 3a, 5a. Our a value is 1, so 1 times 1 is going to be 1 over 1. 3 times 1 is going to be 3 over 1. Okay. So start at the vertex. We go up or down the top number, so up 1, left and right 1. Up 3, left and right 1. And once again, notice we have the same exact parabola. All right, we're going to skip number 4, and actually let's go down to number 5. Okay. I want you guys to go ahead and get started. Without talking, I'm going to do the work up here. Only look up here if you need to. Otherwise, try to do this problem as much as you possibly can on your own. So in about a minute or two, I will come back on the speaker. All right, so as you were working through this problem, you probably noticed that it went off the graph a little bit, and that's okay. Okay. So go ahead and take a look, compare your work to my work. You should have gotten 1, negative 1, and then the a value was negative 3. So 1 times negative 3 is negative 3 over 1, and then 3 times negative 3 is negative 9 over 1. Graph is opening down. Label your vertex and axis symmetry. Okay. All right, this is going to be it for the notes for today. Your homework is going to be worksheet 1. Okay. Go ahead and help your DFF out if you guys need to with the graphing part. Tomorrow we will be spending another day on it, but I do expect you guys to come in with questions and not just, I don't know how to do this. Okay, so please attempt the homework. It's only 6 problems. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.